Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing this bomb ass set. Of course, all our sets come out very beautiful. So today we're going to be doing a full video on the entire nail process. And so we're starting from the very beginning. We're going to be starting off with nail prep. So here I am buffing the nails with my electric nail drill. And we're just taking off any excess oils or any debris that may be stuck, like old nail polish, old gel, old acrylic, just anything. We're just going to make sure all the oils, all the debris is removed and also smoothed out so we have a more even surface. So once we're done with doing that part, we're going to go ahead and start on tips. These tips I got on Amazon. They're extra long. I haven't put them in a box because I haven't found a box that has the size available, like the space available for them. They're pretty long, so I just decided to keep them in the bags. It's kind of easy just to go through the little numbers with them. And so because we are going to be doing a medium long set, I decided to use these. These tips are actually very nice, especially if you're trying to do a tapered square, a square, any type of square shape. They're going to be perfect to use. And so now we're starting on to the left hand. I had already had the tip out for the pointer finger, so I started on the pointer finger. No biggie. You can start on any finger, whatever you want. And so we're going to be applying glue. We're going to be doing our our back and forth rock with our nail tip. Make sure the tip is from sidewall to sidewall of the natural nail. So we are finishing up with the last couple fingers. And I like when we start to size the tips, because this is where my clients are all different. They want short, long. They start asking me if that's long, if that's short. I'm like, girl, we can go longer if you want. So this one's my favorite part as well. So we're just going to go ahead and size them, measure them. I didn't show the whole process just because I didn't want you guys to get a little bored. I wanted you guys to stay on here and keep watching. So I just kind of skipped through that, just kind of showed you the beginning and the end of that process. So now we're going into filing. Filing is very important. You want to have a nice crisp shape, so when you go in for application, into your acrylic application, you don't have to go ahead and file as much after. I have done it where if I'm just trying to cut a few minutes in between, I have put the tips, I go in with the acrylic, and everything's okay. But as a beginner, or if you're learning, practicing, I would say practice on your shape, get it real nice and crisp, get it to where you want it, and then start with the acrylic application. Because when you're a beginner, acrylic application could be a little bit harder, and we do tend to add a little bit more bulkiness to it and a little bit thicker than it should. So if you have a wide tip already because you didn't go ahead and file and make sure you narrowed it down to where you needed it to be, you're just going to be adding extra width, extra that we don't need, right? So it's best, like I said, practice your filing, practice your shaping. That's going to be the best ones. I would say tapered square, almond would be the ones you want to practice the most. Coffin, I feel like, for me, coffin has always been the easier shape. What other one? And stiletto. I just feel like coffin and stiletto, those kind of just come natural, but everybody's different, like I said. Taper square, it just takes technique, and everybody has a different technique, so you find your way how to do taper square and shape and all that. And then you always want to look for the perfect tip as well. The nail tips, Those kind of help guide you if you have a harder time doing a tapered square. So I would say definitely look around, see what you like, use a few products, use a few different tips, files, all that. My file is an 80/80. I do use an 80/80 for tips, for acrylics, for all that. It's just gonna help me with the process. It just makes it easier. So after filing, we're gonna make sure we get all that dust off, all that debris off, and then we're gonna go ahead and dehydrate and prime. I didn't show you guys the dehydrating process. That's you know, you don't need to see that. It's just like put the dehydrator on there, and then we're gonna go ahead and prime twice. I prime twice. You should prime twice. If you don't, that's okay. I do recommend it though. So now we're going in with the acrylic application. Super fun part. So today we're using Valentino. Can you guess what color this is? So this color is Classic Nude. This one I would recommend for your more fair to lighter clients. I have used it on my more caramel and mocha colored clients, and it looks beautiful. So I like Valentino with their cover nudes because any nude goes to fair to dark skin color. It just looks very nice. It just goes. So if you want light, if you want dark, just go for it. I would recommend the cover colors though. So today my client, the inspo she wanted, the nude on the bottom was a bit more lighter, so I had Classic Nude in mind, and I'm glad I picked it because it went well with the design she chose as well. So with our application, we aim for a 3-bead method, and the 3-bead method would be the base, the apex area where that's built and blend into the base, and then the cuticle area that's blended into the apex, and then that builds a structure. That's gonna be more for, I guess, medium to long nails. When you're doing a short set, you want to do 1 to 2 beads, if that. But that's when you're talking about full beads. So every time I get done with my 3-bead method, whether short, long, if it's only 1 bead, 2 bead, you get those little crevices, little uneven areas. Those you're going to go in with less monomer, less powder, and you're not really building, you're more filling. If you see a dip, if you see a little area by the cuticle area that needs a little bit of acrylic, you just get a small bead, not a full bead. I don't recommend a full bead because then that's when you start to build. Full beads are going to be for structure, for building the nail, and the small little moist beads, I guess you can call them, they're not completely a wet bead where it just, you put it down and it just emulsifies into the nail. It's still gonna have some structure, but you're able to blend that into a dip, into a crevice that's in the nail that needs acrylic. I hope that helps, but that's just a tip, you know. It's always practice. There's not a right or wrong way to tell you how to do those little fix it beads. That's just on the nail tech, how they fix what they see, because only the nail tech sees those little dents and cracks in the nails, right? So I'm gonna let you guys see the rest of this application. I don't think I have anything much to tell you guys on it. I am using the Kiara Sky monomer. I use the Kiara Sky monomer for almost everything. I was using the Young Nails monomer prior. Honestly, I feel like the Kiara Sky monomer works better than the Young Nails with the Valentino. I know they say use Valentino with Valentino, use Kiara Sky with Kiara Sky, and Young Nails with Young Nails, and all the other little brands, right? All the other brands. But you just sometimes you just don't go back and forth, especially when you're doing a set that has like 2 or 3 different colors and from different lines. You're gonna ask yourself, which one do I pick, right? You're gonna pick the one that works the best with all 3 powders. So Kiara Sky works very well actually with the powders that I use. For example, I've used Valentino, Kiara Sky, Young Nails, Not Polish. There's this one, it starts with a C, I forgot, but they have cute colors. They're not a big brand. I want to say they've probably been out for a while. I think it's like Celius, I don't know, something like that. But I've used that. I've used the Hot Tips powder. That one doesn't really work well with the Kiara Sky, but Hot Tips, I feel like they can kind of add a little bit more clear just into their powders, because they tend to be a little bit chalkier. So it's just, yeah, it just picks up a lot of, it has a lot of pigment. So I feel like they can add a little bit more clear to kind of blend that out, because the colors are very they're not sheer at all. They're very pigmented. It's like a deep pigment, but I feel like it can be a little less. Anyways, so if you guys have any questions on application, let me know. If you guys like my application, like the video. So now we're all done with our acrylic application. So now we're back to filing again. So if you didn't file previously when you're doing a set, this is when you'd go ahead and do extra filing. But because I already had my nice crisp shape, I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of even anything out, any sides, corners, lumps, or bumps that I may have done with the acrylic application. No biggie, it just makes it 1,000 times easier because I did make a nice shape prior to applying the acrylic. So that's why with this filing stage, it's gonna go by pretty quick. I'm just getting all the sides and edges, and then of course the top of the nail. I do the top of the nail, like the side view of the nail, because that's gonna make it easier for when I go into electric file, right? So the same way how I filed my shape, my tip, to a nice crisp shape that I wanted, so it can be easier after the application, is for the same reason why I go ahead and file the top part of my nail, just so it's easier when I go into e-file. I'm not having to file the entire nail with my electric drill. I'm just gonna seal the cuticle and blend that in with the apex area and just make sure everything is nice and smooth and even. So we're gonna go ahead and file all 10 fingers and then buff and then get to the fun part with all our nail art. Now we finally begin to do our nail art. Today we're going to be using our Red from Nails bling. I can put the red color on the description down below. So now we're starting off with our nail art design, and it's gonna be kind of like a bloody drip, or just a drip, however you want to call it. Just because it's red, it looks like blood, but it could just be drips. And these are just gonna go ahead and paint all the way to the end. We're just gonna drag those down to the end of the nail. And we're only doing it to the ring and the middle finger. And we're gonna be doing that to both hands, and then glossing up the nails and finishing up our set. I really like this set, and I hope you guys did too. If you guys haven't already, click that subscribe button and like the video. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.